Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. So today we'll be making a simple ankara shift dress, or you can call it a kimono dress. So please, if you're yet subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and also leave a comment below. So without wasting much time, let's jump right into our tutorial. So we'll be needing our ankara fabric. I'm using just 2 yards of fabric. Then I got this scrap fabric for my sleeve, to turn over my sleeve. When I'm teaching, you understand what I'm going to use it for. Then we have our tape rule, our hip curve, our ruler, chalk, and our scissors. So I'm going to be showing you how to fold your fabric. So my fabric is folded into two, front panel and back panel. So to get the width for folding, like the wideness to fold, you're going to be using your shoulder to sleeve measurements. My shoulder measurement is 16 inches divided by 2. That's 8 inches, plus my sleeve length of 8 inches, that is 16 inches. So you can decide whatsoever sleeve you want for yourself, whatsoever length of sleeve you want for yourself. You can take 10, you can take 15, depending on how long you want your sleeve to be. So but for me, I want just 8 inches. So 8 inches plus 8 inches, that is 16 inches, plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, that's 17 inches. So my fabric is folded by 17 inches, front panel and back panel. So from my shoulder to my waistline is 16 inches. I have it marked out here, 16 inches. Then from my shoulder to my hip is 23 inches, also marked out here. Length of my dress is 37 inches, plus 2 inches for seam allowance at the base and at the top, to join at the top. So without wasting much time, let's jump right into the next stage. Because it's a free dress, we won't be needing the bust measurements. If you notice, I did not say anything about bust measurements. So we only need the hip measurements, the waist measurements, and the shoulder to sleeve measurement. So my round waist measurement is 37 plus 2 inches extra for ease, because there's not going to be any zip on the dress, plus 1 inch for seam allowance, that is 3 inches. 37 plus 3, that's 40 inches. So 40 divided by 4, because we have our fabric in fold of 4, 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches. So I'm going to mark my 10 inches here. I hope you guys can see. I have my 10 inches marked. So my hip measurement is 45 inches, plus 2 extra inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance, making 48 inches divided by 4. So we have 12 inches. So I'll mark my 12 inches here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark the same measurement I have on my hip at the base of my dress. Then I'll take my ruler and draw it down. So to connect our waist measurements to our hip line, I'm going to take my hip curve and just connect it together. I hope you guys can see. So we have our waist measurements to our full length measurement. So now we'll moving to our shoulder measurement. We're going to come down by 2 inches for our shoulder slope. I hope you guys can see it. So I'll come down by 2 inches, 4 inches. The wideness of my neck is 4 inches, and the depth, the deepness is 3 inches. So I'll mark it. So I'll just come in and curve together. So for the back, I don't want my back depth to be this deep, so I'm just going to come down by 1 inch for the back neckline. The wideness remains the same, but I don't want it to be so deep, so I'll come down by 1 inch. So I'll be connecting my neckline down to these 2 inches to form the shoulder slope. I hope you guys can see it. So this is what it looks like. From the shoulder, you connect down to the 2 inches. So my armhole measurements is, my round armhole measurement is 18. So 18 divided by 2 is 9 inches. But because I want it to be a bit free at the opening, I'm going to add 1 extra inch, making it 10 inches. 18 divided by 2, 9 inches, plus 1 extra inch for ease, making 10 inches. So I'll mark my 10 inches here. So I'll take my ruler and draw a straight line down to the 10 inches. So from this 10 inches, I'm going to come in again by 2 inches. From this 10 inch, I'll come in by 2 inches. mark it down. So from the top of the armhole, we connect the line down to the 2 inches mark, just to give it this look. I hope you guys can see. So from this mark now, we will now connect it down to our waist measurement. So you just form an arc down to your waist measurement. So this is what it's going to look like. So we're going to cut like this, come down, then we'll cut like this, then cut out the bodies. So because the depth of our neckline is different, I'm going to cut out the back neckline first. So you follow this line. So turn your fabric this way. I hope you guys can see it. So this is what it looks like after cutting. I hope you guys can see it. This is what we have after cutting. So now I'm just going to separate the front panel from the back panel, then cut out the neckline for the front panel, cut out the depth. So guys, this is what we have now. This is the front panel. You can see the neckline, and this is the back panel. So now I'm going to be showing you guys how to cut the facing for the neckline for both the front panel and the back panel. So I have this fabric folded into 2. Then I'll place my neckline carefully on top of it. Then I'll just trace out the neck, the shape of the neckline. I'll use my chalk to trace it out. Then don't forget, we also have a slope at the shoulder, so you also add that slope there. So depending on how big you want your facing to look, for me, I'll just be needing 2 inches. So I'll mark my 2 inches. I'll mark 2 inches down. So what I'll do now is to connect the line. So then I'll cut it out. So this is the facing for the front neckline. I'm going to repeat the same thing. The facing for both the front panel and the back panel. The facing for the neckline. So this is for the front panel and this is for the back panel. So how to attach it? You put the right side facing the right side of the fabric. If you need to use pin, you can use your safety pin to hold it down while you take it to your sewing machine to sew it. So you do the same thing for the back panel. You right side. So guys, I've attached the facing to the right side of my fabric. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my scissors and just make small incisions, and I'll just cut it through so as to make turning over easy. So I'll just give small mark, but be careful so that you won't cut the parts you've sewed already. So you just cut it all round. Then what I'll do next is I'll open it and I would top stitch on the facing itself, not on the fabric. I'll top stitch it so that I'll be able to turn it easily without it popping out of the neckline. Because top stitch on the facing throughout the neckline. So I'll show you guys when I'm done. I'll repeat the same thing for the front and the back panel. So guys, I finished the neckline for both the front panel and the back panel. I also went ahead to join the shoulders together on both sides, but I'm here to join the sides together because I want to show you guys how to attach your turnover. I've attached for this side, so I'm going to show you guys how to so to attach it, you open your fabric this way. This is the armhole. You open your armhole this way, then you take the measurement from this edge to the, so you use that same measurements to cut out your turn up material. So this is my turn up material, has a length of 20 inches and a width of 4 inches, but I'm going to fold it into 2. So I'm going to be having 2 inches left. So this is the right side of my fabric. I'm going to place it under my fabric. So the right side of the turn up is going to be facing the wrong side of your fabric. So what you just do now is that and the open edge is going to be up while the closed edge is going to be down. So you place it this way, you take it to your sewing machine, and you sew it straight down. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like to iron it. So guys, I've attached the turn up to the fabric. I'm still going to iron it once I'm done. So what I want to show you guys now is that after attaching it to it, you open the fabric up this way. This is the wrong side of the fabric, and this is the right side of the turn up. So what you do now is to take it to your machine and top stitch straight down, making sure this sewn edge is at the other. You top stitch it straight down so that when you turn up, it won't be coming out underneath the turnover. So I will show you guys once I'm done. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to close up my fabric like this, and then I'll join both sides together using my 1 inch seam allowance. I'll join the other side too. I'll join both sides together. Then when I'm done, I'll fold the base of my fabric. I'll take in 1/2 inch and take in another 1/2 inch. Then I'll sew it. So when I'm done with the finished products, So guys, this is the finished product of our shift dress. You can see I've turned over the sleeves. So please, if you find this video useful, if you enjoyed this video, kindly subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and also leave a comment below. I'll be showing you guys what the outfit looks like on my mannequin. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.